How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin, and I'm thankful to have my co-host, Lillian Harshaw.
I never know what to say, y'all.
You said that you were goofy this morning, and we were like, maybe we should find a better word, but I like goofy.
No, because all I see is Goofy from the Goofy movie saying that. So no.
But isn't Goofy awesome?
No.
Yeah, Matt is.
I think it's also nodding. A style of skateboarding as well.
So, is it?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to welcome a very special person. So today we get to feature a standout business in Marion. We are intertwining segments throughout the season to show how some of our Marion businesses work while highlighting how they help Marion stand out. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome the owner and operator of Psychedelic Cellar, Mr. Matt Wilson. And he's also a celebrity because he was just featured on and interviewed on Ball State PBS's documentary about Marion, and it was called Now Entering Marion. So a shout out to you for being behind the scenes with a lot of people in the community, for helping them come up with interview locations, and for being a storyteller yourself.
Thank you. Yeah,
yes.
Credit to you as well. You had a big hand in that.
Just a little bit behind the scenes here and there, linking the crew to the right people, because I know the right people that could not only tell good stories, they knew the stories, but could tell the good stories too.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have you. You're a stakeholder downtown. We are going to start with an icebreaker question just to get comfortable with the microphone. You are a veteran of a podcast before because you were interviewed as part of Where We Landed a while back. So you should be fine, right?
I should be.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Lillian, take it away.
Okay. I'm going to ask you first, Layla.
Okay.
Then we'll turn it over to you.
Okay.
Are you a morning person or a night person?
Man. That is so funny because I was just talking about this last week with my whole family. We were together. And there's a chronotype that you can look up what kind of animal you match up with. And there's 4 animals. And the early riser is a lion. The one after that is a bear, which is kind of like the normal, what like 55% of people are. Mm-hmm. And then there's a wolf that kind of wakes up a little bit later naturally and has more of a productivity at like from 2 to 5 p.m. Mm-hmm. And then there's a dolphin, which is like all over the place regarding sleep and like not sleeping well and like sleeping at random times. So there's a lion, there is a bear, a wolf, and a dolphin. And I feel like I'm a wolf because I naturally wake up somewhere around 8 a.m. like naturally. Mm-hmm. And then my most productive time is in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So
did not know
that's so funny you asked that question because I had it down. I was sharing the chronotype with all of my family. It's like, what are you?
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Okay. Matt?
I mean, that's an interesting question considering we just had a daylight savings time.
Right. Yes.
So I strive to be a morning person. I've found the value in taking that time to wake up early in the morning, give myself time to settle into it, take care of myself, whether it's reading, yoga, meditation, journaling. If I don't give myself the time to do that, I can rush into things, meetings, work. I just feel more anxious. So give myself time to settle into the day and try to get a workout in as opposed to working out later in the day. So
yeah, you're really good about that.
I don't know about really good, but
you've said that you have like you even have weights in the back room or whatever.
Oh yeah, that stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, I was in the Marine Corps, so it's kind of ingrained in me, and I definitely want to take care of this body. Shout out to Josh Fierstein and Fierstein Fitness for helping me the last few years, and also shout out to our natural trails, the Cardinal Greenway and the Riverwalk. Awesome. To be able to go and run on those trails, and they're not too highly trafficked, and the beautiful scenery along the Riverwalk. It keeps me active. So to answer your question, I would assume I'm a morning person. by nature, I think I'm a dolphin. I'm kind of all over
Are
the
you?
place. Yeah.
Okay, so we apparently have a lot in common.
Yes, you do.
Because I'm a morning person too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the weirdest thing. I will wake up the same time, no matter what. Even, especially since I started working here. I'm scheduled, my alarm goes off at 5. Lately, I've been getting up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck is going on in my brain, but 4:30. But I do. You said, So same thing. I do my yoga. I write in my journal. I pray. And
You post. You even post.
I post whatever scripture I read. I post it on social media. Then I can get my day started to get ready for work. But like you, if I don't do it in the morning, it probably won't get done.
Yeah.
Because I just can't. But again, like
Yeah.
you, I'm a dolphin. I'm a Pisces. So I'm low key all over the place at the same time. As the day goes on, I start turning into that dolphin. And so I'm half lion, half dolphin, I guess.
Yeah, you were saying you were a light sleeper like just the other night. You got up way early and then you just stayed up.
Yeah, because I couldn't go back to sleep. Because, one, it's hard for my brain to shut off. And I think that's part of that creative part of me is forever like thinking up of something, a concept, or anything, and my brain won't shut off. So it's hard for me to go to sleep. So when I finally do go to sleep, whatever my last thought was wakes me up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's right, that was a good idea. And then but I'm like, wait, let me meditate. Let me do this before I jump into that. And so, yeah, and
You tend to have your best ideas in the evening, maybe. I don't know.
no, it's all day.
All day long?
It
You are a
doesn't-
dolphin,
Yeah,
for sure.
it just doesn't shut off. It's weird. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I wish you would shut up so I can just listen to me versus everything else that's going on in there. But
Well, it sounds like discipline is a
Relatable,
really
totally relatable.
listening to you guys. I'm like, oh man, it's rough. I mean, just getting up 10 minutes earlier than what you normally do is a tough thing to like tackle. But I welcome all of the advice that you want to give, especially from the Marine Corps life that we'll actually get into. So Matt, we're going to start by just asking about your background. Where were you born and raised? And what is your brief, basically your education, career, if it was before military? But I would love for you to cover the military background as well.
Sure. Born and raised here in Marion. And when I was 10, my mother and I moved over to 50th Street. It was then Presser Square Apartments, and that is the boundary between Mississinawa and Marion schools. So had I lived on one side of the road, I would have stayed in Marion, but fortunately, I was on the other side. And when I was 15, I moved over to Gas City and graduated from Mississinawa High School.
Okay, cool. You're an Indian.
I'm an Indian, and I bring this up just so that people can understand the ebb and flow of my life, particularly at 18 and 19, where I graduated valedictorian in my class, and then I went to Indiana University, and I failed
In Bloomington?
in Bloomington, and failed out of my freshman year.
Wow.
And then after a few stints, a semester at Indiana Wesleyan, and then trying things out at Ivy Tech, college just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And I needed some structure in my life. I needed to find a new path. So that's why I enlisted in the Marine Corps. And thankfully, I took that path because it did offer me the opportunity to get training in a field that I knew I didn't want to re-enlist. I knew it was going to be a one enlistment and get out. And one of the options I was provided was computer networking. Wasn't really my thing. I didn't know much about computers going into it, but got the training, got some experience, especially when I first got to the fleet, deployed to Iraq. And that's where I got a lot of experience out there on the base where we were setting up computer networks, maintaining them. And then
What years or year was that you were deployed?
September 2007 to April 2008.
Okay.
So thankfully things had settled down when I was over there. And then the second half of my enlistment was spent over in Okinawa, Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fun times. And it's just nice to be able to spend time outside of this country.
Agreed.
Kind of get out of this bubble that we live in and get to experience different cultures and different ways of life. And then find the things that you enjoy over there and bring it back home.
What did you enjoy over in Japan? I guess, what did you learn that we all need to know?
That I bring this up just because it was kind of a culture shock, but then it's kind of, well, why is this a culture shock? One thing that still stands out today is going out outside the base to go to restaurants on a weekday in the evening, like 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and seeing school children walking together, like probably 6, I'm going to regret saying this, 6, 7 years young. But seeing them walking out, a group of 4 on the streets in the evening together and feeling safe, and that the community felt safe, and that that's normal over there. And how I would assume here today that would be kind of people raise an eyebrow, people would have some concerns. So seeing how that mindset is different over there, and just the community, the community mindset where people feel safe enough to let their children do that, knowing that their children are going to be okay, and the children feel safe enough to do that. That's one thing that just still stands out today that I wish we could have here in our country. And of course, the food. Food's amazing. Even simple things like McDonald's is very unique over there.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Like how?
Oh, they have this thing called a shaka chicken. It's just like a little giant chicken nugget, but they have these different seasonings, and you put it inside this paper packet and shake it up.
Interesting.
They have a burger of the month, like a tamago burger that had like egg on it. So just those little variances. Again, kind of wishing that we would have those things. Not that I enjoy McDonald's, but if they had those kind of things, I might be more inclined to go over there. And then, after the Marine Corps, I was able to find a job in computer networking, working for Ascension Health. Worked there for 13 years. I was the lead wireless architect for all 120 hospitals throughout the country. So, Marine Corps, and then working 24/7 critical care support for a total of 18 years. Definitely, it takes a toll on your nervous system.
Were you working from home, or were you working in the office?
It was a mixture. The last 5 years, remote work definitely became my setting. It allowed me the ability to retain my job, but also to move down to Austin, Texas, to move back home, to open the record store. And then, I came back almost 5 years ago. It was May of 2021. And then opened the record store. And then last year, an opportunity opened up to be accepted as the executive director of the Marion Arts Commission. So
what a path. What a wonderful path you've taken.
And it's kind of been a full circle thing.
It has, yes.
When I grew up, I wanted to be an artist. So I've kind of, I talked about college. I feel like those are learning lessons for me, where some part of me, my intuition was telling me that the pathway I was taking wasn't really meant for me. So I had to go this whole entire long route to eventually find my way back home and back to myself.
Well, and then right after COVID, 2021, May of 2021 seems like a very challenging time to start a business, but maybe not. And why did you choose to start the record store in particular? Was it random? Was it just
it kind of was? Before I moved down to Austin, I was living in the Indianapolis area and having dinner with a friend in Fountain Square, and he asked me if you could do anything without the worry of like finances or anything, what would you do? And it's not my second favorite job. I used to work at the Family Video on the Bypass.
Oh, wow.
And I loved that interaction of just talking about art, sharing art, getting their feedback of, oh man, that movie you recommended, I love that.
Yeah.
Here's something I recommend for you. That just giving and receiving.
That was natural to you.
Yeah. And so that was kind of why I went with the direction of, well, I'd like to open a record store, because I was really into vinyl, going into Luna Music and Indie CD and vinyl.
Oh, I love that place.
Getting feedback from them and exploring music through their recommendations. But there was a part of me that wanted to be on the other side of the counter having those conversations. And then when I moved to Austin, that's where the planning began. It was probably July 2020 when I had the mindset shift of, I want to open a record store I'm going to move back home and open a record store. And I saw opportunity in Marion that I didn't see anywhere else. Indianapolis, Austin, there's plenty of competition. The cost of opening up a business in those locations is definitely a lot more than it is here. And then if you look at Marion and the record store surrounded it, there's about a 25-mile radius between us and any other record store. So I felt that I could find my place here and not
There was
really.
a need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a need. Yeah. And that's what helps us stand out, actually. So while you were in Austin, you were planning, but you were working, doing something else at the time.
Yeah. Still working at Ascension.
Okay, gotcha. So when you first opened you basically opened Psychedelic Cellar, and you can actually go into the location and talk about why that location. And I love how that ties into the name too.
Yeah. So the day I left for Austin, I needed a bike rack, and my friend Michael Matthias had just opened up Marion Works about 6 months prior to when I was leaving, and went into his store to support him. I had bought my bicycle that I owned today from Kerfman's when Michael worked there.
Oh,
so went in there and saw Michael had this new business downtown that looked great on the inside, and Michael's an artist himself, so he has an eye for quality. So seeing someone that is passionate about bicycling, open a shop, and doing what they love and creating something special in downtown Marion, it kind of lit up a spark in my mind. And when I was living down in Austin, I talked to Michael, getting advice on, hey, how did you open your business? What recommendations do you have? And after more discussions, he said, well, actually, I got this space in the basement. If you want to come take a look at it, it might be a good fit for you.
Wow.
And went down there, and well, I still got pictures where there's it was Michael's excess storage for bicycle parts, and there was still some stuff in there from previous occupants. So you don't really see the record store today whenever you first see what it looked like, but that's how it got started. And then the name, my friend Amanda Shields owns the Wispy Pine over in Gas City, and that was someone else I was reaching back to get advice. And she said that the name came to her one night randomly, and that was it. And it was kind of the same thing where it was 11 or 11:30 at night, and then the idea, Psychedelic Cellar, like, does anyone have that handle on Instagram? No. Does anyone have that? And then
that's so perfect.
Yeah, I like alliteration, and having alliteration by sound and not by the first letter in psychedelic or cellar.
Yes.
That requires people to listen, which I think is an important trait that most humans, we hear things but we don't listen. So It's kind of intentional. And then the word itself, psychedelic, is Greek for mind manifesting. So just wanting to have people kind of just start having these ideas come and then see where those ideas can become into action and then to create something. So that's kind of the...
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
I love it. And I love the fact that you were inspired by your peers, your friends, that are entrepreneurs themselves, that seem like they were successful. It's kind of like, hey, if they can do it, I can do it, and you guys are encouraging each other and even coming up with fun ideas. And I love how that all started. And I was around at the time when you opened, and I remember, so right when you opened, what were some challenges that you faced as a business owner, or just challenges in general of getting off the ground? Did you experience any challenges at all? I mean, when you started buying, like, how did that work?
It's being patient and asking for help. I don't have a college degree. I don't have a business degree. So those kind of things, I don't have that expertise, but I reached out to some record store owners and thankfully had one respond back. Travis Harvey, he used to own Village Green Records in Muncie, but now it's down in Alabama.
Right. That's another one that we lost in the area, and that's why there was a need here.
So sat down with him, and he was able to provide me feedback, provide me resources. And then one of the resources he recommended, Morrison Agan up in Fort Wayne, again, provided me more resources, distributors, feedback on, hey, this is how I would go about it. So just listening to, like you said, peers, and trusting in their advice, but also finding my own, I hear that, but I kind of want to do it this way. And then challenges, of course, there's always challenges.
Building challenges, or I don't know.
No, I think the only challenge that you're going to face is really this thing between our ears and behind our eyes. It's ourselves, it's our minds, it's those any doubts that might creep in. It's kind of learning to tune those out and just taking it one step at a time. And eventually, whatever challenge you're facing, whatever obstacle there is, you work your way through it. And that's why I can't really answer your question, because there's none that really stand out. That there's been many, but
that's great. No,
you just keep progressing through it.
Because I even thought that, okay, how are people going to find him? And even that wasn't even like a huge challenge when I would address you about it, because the word of mouth, the word on the street, people just know. And
so, you know what, that actually, you just answered that is the challenge today.
It is still a challenge.
Okay. Yeah. And that's why I have the mural outside to let people know that this is the place you're looking for. I am a supporter of two-way traffic downtown, because Adams Street and 2nd Street, the direction people drive, they don't see my storefront. So if you allow two-way traffic, that's going to make it more visible for people. So that is the one challenge. Is some people, how do you get there? And it kind of makes it more fun. Like you said, word of mouth. I think that just kind of gives it a little bit of a speakeasy vibe. So, yeah.
You did mention the mural, so I would love for you to give a shout out to the artist and just explain what the mural is, so that people know where it is and what it is.
Yeah, Adeline Griswold. She's from Fort Wayne. She goes by the handle Burger Baby. She's out in L.A. right now, and my friend Michael and Megan Mathias, I'd asked for input on an artist for a mural, and time again they kept saying Burger Baby, Burger Baby. And then finally reached out to her.
Once again, you're like, your friends.
Yeah, it's just trusting. It's going, I'm a believer that the universe speaks to you if you're willing to listen to it. And so, if I hear something again and again and again, that's kind of the hint that the universe is throwing to me to, hey, maybe you should consider this pathway.
Awesome.
And then I told her the only thing it has required is that it has to say, this is the place. And that's, a dual meaning, where when people are looking for the store and they'll look at the mural and like, is this the place? And that's answering their question. They might be thinking internally that, yes, this is the place, but it's also, Marion is the place that I've chosen to create Psychedelic Cellar. Marion is the place that I've chosen to buy a home. Marion is the place that I choose to be. Mm-hmm. So I want other people to see Marion in that way, where this is the place that they choose. And then I told her, other than that, you can do whatever you want. So that's why you see a bunch of random stuff on there, is I just let the artists have total creative freedom. And it's fun.
It is fun.
And it works.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm going to take a real quick break to invite you to subscribe to How Marion Works through your favorite platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and many more popular platforms. We encourage you to follow How Marion Works wherever you choose to listen, and find all of our episodes at howmarionworks.com. So you can find us anywhere. I hope that you subscribe and continue to listen to this special season where we intertwine the business interviews along with the government interviews to learn how Marion works. Are you ready to get into our second part of the podcast with another icebreaker?
Okay. It's funny you brought up that you worked at the Family Video, because this has to do with movies.
Oh, nice.
You ready?
Is it movies?
Well, movies, TV, either one. Okay, so the question is, what movie or TV show did you not like in the beginning, but start liking later or loving later?
That actually, I know right away.
Okay.
Because when I was sick with the flu, just like last month, I turned it on a show called Search Party. And I don't know if you're familiar with it on Netflix, but there's 4 millennials that are just kind of starting to adult in the world in New York City. And there's a girl missing, and that's how this all starts, of someone taking interest in a girl that went missing. But I didn't care for the first couple episodes. It kind of started out kind of slow. But then I was enthralled, and I just kept watching, and it was a really good series, so I highly recommend it.
Okay.
I'm not a millennial, but I was really just vicariously living through all of them, and they're all kind of crazy, and it definitely takes some twists and turns in a weird, crazy direction, but it was a really good show.
Okay. Didn't see that coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Matt?
That's honestly kind of a hard question right now, because when I was working at Ascension and at the store, I really didn't have time. I was working 7 days a week. I was working every day.
Man, that's a lot.
So you have to kind of let go of some things, and TV shows, sports, movies, those are definitely things that I don't take time.
Yeah, you don't have to answer it. It's
but
great.
I do, because I have found the value in getting back into cinema. And right now I've really got a binge, or at least a desire to watch a lot of Tarantino films. I just rewatched
fun. I love
Pulp
it.
Fiction for the first time in a while. I really want to rewatch the Kill Bill movies, as well as Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
And I've found that can also be kind of a therapeutic release, where instead of a short TV show or watching things on YouTube, I'm able to just disconnect from my phone, from everything else in the world, and just stay focused on a movie for 2 to 3 hours, and how afterwards I feel a lot lighter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been doing lately, is just maybe every week or two, just throwing on a movie and just zoning out on that. And right now, Tarantino's where it's at.
Well, good.
I love where you went with that, because it was like, okay, I just don't want to be in front of the screen at all.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to watch at all. But then you learned that it was a way that you could, you know, just kind of tune out and appreciate the cinema as well.
So speaking of him, so have you seen that the Kill Bill series they've made into one big movie?
No, so it's just one giant edit.
Because that was the original concept of Kill Bill.
Do they splice
Well, it was Kill Bill 1 and
Yeah.
then it was Kill Bill 2. It was supposed to be one movie, but the movie world didn't want to have everybody sitting there that long, so they made him break it off in 2. So now he's getting his wish, and he put them together.
Nice.
So yeah, check it out.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. But anyway,
I love it.
so
Okay.
mine, I have several, but I'm gonna try to narrow it down. The
Okay.
movie that I could not stand when I first saw it was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, I know.
Could not stand that movie. When I first saw it, and my brother taught me and my other brother to sit there and watch it, and he was just cracking up laughing, and we was judging him hardcore, like, what? This is the dumbest thing ever on the planet. Then one day, I'm like, let me rewatch it. Let me see. And then you kind of watch it and you're just kind of like, huh. And you catch like little things here and there. The Large Marge thing scared the crap out of me the first time I watched it.
It
But
sticks
then
with you.
after rewatching, it's like, oh, that's just claymation. That's not even like a real person. And it just got funny. So it was that.
Right? That's true. It was
The
claymation.
second one was Lemony Snicket with Jim Carrey. I hated that when I first saw it. Then I thought it was funny. And I'm a Marvel head. So when I saw WandaVision, when you was talking about series,
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes I thought was the dumbest thing ever. I was like, where are they going with this? And then it got better. And I was like, okay.
Oh, right.
Marvel's just like that. So, yeah, I can go on, but I won't.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I will.
So, you know, you can't prejudge that. I learned that you really can't prejudge something or judge a book by its cover. Just maybe give it a chance.
And Seinfeld, I didn't like Seinfeld when I first
You
watched
didn't?
it, but now I do.
We talk about Seinfeld a lot,
Yeah.
on and off the air. We love it. Okay, so Matt, I am curious to know if you want to address any FAQs that you get in your store. Basically, if you want to cover if they can bring in records, or you know, you talked a little bit about the buying process, but maybe your hours, any FAQs that you'd like to address.
Yeah. Frequently asked question is one of my store hours, and right now it's just Saturday noon to 5. I am opening it up this Friday evening for a.
Oh yeah, by the time this airs, I know.
Oh, that's all right.
You're having a really great event this Friday, but our podcast airs on the 16th. But you can go ahead and talk about it. But I love the fact that this is a unique way to celebrate a release.
Yeah, it's Johnny Blue Skies, a.k.a. Sturgill Simpson, has a new album coming out March 13th called Mutiny After
Oh, what is it?
Midnight. There you go. Mutiny After Midnight. And so he went to the studio and told the band that they're going to make a dance album. So instead of having an album listening session, this is going to be a dance party.
Oh, nice.
And that's something that I'm being more mindful of signing up for, is these unique listening sessions that bring people into the community. I had one last month for a band called Pussifer and their new album Normal Isn't, where I had people from Indianapolis drive up for this event, people from Fort Wayne coming to our city for the first time.
Nice.
So I do see the value in these events where it brings people into our community, and it also opens up the store beyond those Saturday hours. And then this summer, in alignment with the concerts that we'll be having at Penrod Plaza on Friday evenings, I'll be opening up the store hours and in coordination with those, again, just to give people another downtown business experience, and it does help the store out as well. And then,
you have Record Store Day coming up.
Record Store Day is next month on April 18th. It'll be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I don't know how early people will line up, but I've had people outside the door as early as 10:30 the previous night that feel safe enough in downtown Marion to just camp out and wait for an album that they're trying to get. And then I do buy and trade used vinyl and CDs. And that's the other thing. It's not just vinyl, it's CDs, it's cassettes. And then...
Okay, I didn't realize that too.
Yeah. And I that's where it stays. I don't sell turntables, and that's intentional just because that's something else that I got to assist people with. And not that I don't want to, it's just the limited bandwidth that I have. And I also want to be able to just curate the art. And that's really what the cellar is all about. It is about getting the art to the people, not so much the medium that's used for accessing it.
Do you point them in a certain direction for the turntables?
Yeah, I give a basic recommendation for anyone that's starting out is an Audio-Technica LP60. It's not going to cost too much. It's going to be a quality product that's going to give you the experience that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. And then it also helps you start to understand maybe the nuances of turntables, the higher end ones. So that really is dependent on the person, but just as a good stepping stone, that's where I recommend.
What's the price range? I'm sorry. What's the price range of that, would you say?
If you want Bluetooth, I feel that's where those are the options that you have. Do you want Bluetooth on it? So I feel like $150 to $200 is the price range for those. Yeah. Okay.
I love how a lot of them have the CD player as well, and the radio, just everything all in one.
Yep.
That's what I have at home. For those who don't know what Record Store Day is, I didn't even know until maybe 5 years ago what it was. So I know there's probably some people in the community that really don't know what it's all about. What is that?
So in the mid 2000s, with downloading off of Napster, Kazaa, Morpheus, whatever platform you chose to use, and then big stores like Best Buy and Target, it was really killing some of the smaller indie stores and their businesses. And so business owners got together with some artists and thought of a way to get people to come back into their indie stores, and that was to have one day out of the year where limited, exclusive albums are pressed to bring people into the store. And it's going on, I think, 18 years now, but Record Store Day is a day where there's a list put out of what releases there are, how many are pressed, and then record stores are able to request a certain amount. So if there's only like 1,000 copies pressed of a certain album, there's about 1,500 stores participating. That's where it's like you hope that your store requested it and is able to get it. But you have to come into the store itself to get the album.
And if there's something specific that you really, really want, I know, Matt, you're very active on your social media too. And so when you have that coming up, you post the vinyl covers of everything that you will have. And so, I want that. So if you have that in mind, you might want to show up extra early to get that copy because you only have so many pressed copies.
And it also lets people know that, hey, maybe this certain album this store doesn't have, but I can direct you to maybe turn the page up in Huntington or Locked Groove over in Muncie. They might have it.
Okay.
So what artist is like the one that most people like really request the most?
Some hot special items or maybe artists themselves.
This year, it was the Olivia Dean 45. Pink Floyd has a 4 LP live concert they're putting out of all of Dark Side, but it's also got some songs from Animals as well.
Interesting.
And then it is, I'm going to be a little too authentic. It is a little annoying that after the initial deadline for stores to request albums, they announced a Taylor Swift 45.
I knew you was going to say her.
45.
But that brings people to the store.
Yeah.
My first record store day, they had the folklore sessions, I think it was, and that I had so many people showing up for that. So I'm all for Taylor Swift if it brings more people into their record stores, especially if it's their first time.
Right.
True.
And it makes people more aware of it, where they'll find out about it and they'll go see where's the nearest record store near me that's participating. And then that first one, a lot of people came in and said, I had no clue you existed until this Taylor Swift album came out and I was trying to find it.
Wow.
Well, since we talked about how you promote Record Store Day in particular, what is your anything that you're on socially? Is it just Facebook? Is it Instagram?
Instagram is pretty much my go-to.
Okay, that's what I've kind of learned.
Yeah. I really, I'm kind of laughing because you're over here saying I'm active on social media. And
well, I know that you are for Record Store Day.
Yeah, and post at my business hours when I'm open on my story. But I really don't like to rely on social media too much. I understand it's an effective tool, but again, my philosophy is if someone's looking for something, they can find it. And that's what I'm here for. If you're looking for it, a lot of people tell me, I just looked up on Google record stores near me and found you. I really don't want to be out there promoting the store too much where it feels like I'm trying to push something.
Yeah. Good flow, just a natural word of mouth.
Yep.
We would love to also talk about the other hats that you wear in the community. First of all, I want to give you a shout out for being on the Amplify Marion Music and Food Festival Committee with us, with the City of Marion. It's a community committee. So shout out for that. And then I also wanted you to talk a little bit about what it's like to be the director of the Marion Arts Commission.
A blessing, truly. It really does feel like I'm right where I belong. I just finished up a grant application in partnership with Carry Services, and I'm working on one right now with local leaders. We got a professor from IWU that specializes in research. We have a recovery residence leader, art therapist. We have I'm meeting with some folks from the Grant County Drug Court next week. But the reason I'm bringing this up is that our focus is the NEA has a research grant on how art can impact American lives, and one of the avenues of a approach they recommend is opioid use prevention, treatment, and recovery. And understanding that that's something that I would assume everyone has some kind of connection to someone that's gone through that. Yes. That's what I'm starting to learn in this role, is how art can be a tool to help different groups within the community, from retirement homes, engaging our youth, like I mentioned with Carry Services, and then this pathway that we're choosing for opioid use recovery. That's kind of the pathway I've taken with my life, where I want to serve, whether it's in the Marine Corps or at Ascension Health, serving in the healthcare system. But the U.S. military and healthcare system, they're definitely, they've got some good things and some negative things. And there's some things that are just out of my control. This, I feel more in control. I feel like I have a more direct impact, and it's just been a lot of fun, and I've got a great board that supports me, and the community has been very receptive, and that's what it's all about. It's building community. It's creating things here for us to do to improve the quality of life, to empower our artists, and I really want Marion to be known. Marion already is an arts community, and that's the thing, is that from afar, people outside the community, they see us as this, but it's getting people here inside to recognize that that's what we are as well.
Good. Yes, I agree. And I just love that you are in that role, because in a way, I really believe that you're an artist as well.
I am.
And so you have so much to offer. Do you have anything coming up with the Marion Arts Commission specifically that you would like to promote, or anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Yeah, so this summer, Friday evenings at Penrod Plaza, which is the waiting area by the city bus stop, there's two things we're working on. I was able to get a couple grants from the Indiana Arts Commission. One is to place make local art on the bus station, particularly in the lower panel of windows. Then there's some that are high up in the main entryway. That's going to show the community what simple placemaking of art can do to make something more vibrant. And it'll also be the backdrop for the concert series, where Friday evening, starting Memorial Day weekend up until the Friday before Amplify Festival, we're going to have live music downtown. in partnership with Hive Mind Market, we're also going to have an art market there as well.
Oh, nice.
And so that's where the Marion Arts Commission is trying to create a foundation that will be sustainable, not just for this year, but for years to come, where Friday evenings downtown, people are choosing downtown Marion, as their third space between home and work. We've got a lot of great restaurants already. We've got more on the way. And yeah, just giving something for people to do. And then, of course, the big event will be August 8th. This year is Matt Gala. We're going in our third year. It is our largest fundraising event, and it gives artists an opportunity to give back to our community. They donate their works, and it also gives some artists opportunity to sell their artworks for the first time. We had one artist last year that sold 3 out of 4 works that he just got into painted glass. And so for him to come and contribute to the Marion Arts Commission, but also to get response back from people in our community that, hey, we see your work and we value it, that helps build his esteem and helps him keep creating. So yeah, the summer concerts and then the Matt Gala, those are the ones that we got coming up.
So is it all local artists or that are bringing their art here, or is it artists abroad?
It is primarily local artists. There were maybe 1 or 2 from outside of Grant County that we invited, but that is the focus is local art.
And that's starting when in Penrod Plaza?
It's Friday, May 22nd.
Okay, that is really cool. Something to look forward to. I know that area has been kind of, primed for activation with the mural in the alley and the lighting and just natural seating. And then we're getting ready to have this wonderful mixed-use apartment complex that's going to just invite organically more and more people right in that space that you're talking about. Yep. So I love that you're creating art in that space and working with the city to do that with the downtown bus station as well as your mural. And you're right there. I love that you're just right there in the action. So Matt, is there anything else that you wanted to cover? We just covered a whole lot, and we've learned a lot about you most of all. And, I just want to say how much I appreciate the insight that you have, the wisdom that you have. You kind of have this natural, cool, calm, and collectiveness about you. And
I promise I was going to say something about that.
You
were just so cool and dope.
He's just so cool.
Just so laid back.
Just a great guy to know. And
just a vibe.
The fact that you said that it was a lot of like the internal struggle that we all deal with, I think that's important that you brought to light that you also, everybody does. Yeah. And so it's okay to say that. And 9 times out of 10, whatever you're worrying about, it doesn't happen.
Correct.
It's like, it's just I appreciate that you brought that up. And yeah, we learned all about you, Matt. So.
Yeah. And I think if I was going to say anything, check out Brene Brown's TED Talk about vulnerability.
That's
you want to know
great.
how
Thank you.
I feel cool and calm. It really is recognizing that vulnerability, holding things in, it's a lot. It requires more strength to let those things go.
Yes, it does.
And so that kind of shifted my mindset of, especially being a man and being a Marine, what strength really looks like. And so that's how I'm able to feel this cool and calmness, is that I've recognized, like you said, these things that are these chatterings that I have going on in my head, they're still there.
We all do.
But it's like clouds in the sky. Like they're there and you can see them and observe them, but they're going to keep floating by. That if there's anything I could share with anyone, it's, we want you to be yourself. We want you to feel seen and heard in our community. You're not going to be judged. And especially if you want to figure out if what I'm saying is true, come out to an art gallery, come out to one of these shows and recognize that the anxieties and nervous you feel, those will dissipate because you're going to be welcome and accepted.
Yeah, I think this is really important. If anyone just kind of wanted to connect with you, Matt, as far as either connecting with Psychedelic Cellar or the Marion Arts Commission, if they want to be more artistic, or maybe they just want to get their art out. Do you hold special office hours in the Kennedy Arts Center, or do you recommend that people reach you during that Saturday open hours at your Psychedelic Cellar? What would you recommend?
Either one. I'm taking more of a presence at the Kennedy Arts Center. There's a little bit of a shifting around going on that is going to be for the betterment of Marion Arts Commission, Kennedy Arts Center, and Marion Design Co.
Okay.
So the gallery hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., you can catch me there. And then on the weekend, Saturday noon to 5, you'll catch me at the store. And that's really the approach that I want. I really don't like to be on my phone. I'd rather have what we're doing right here. We're having these face-to-face human interactions. Yeah. So that's the best way to get hold of me.
Yeah, I know that you want to be accessible, so I wanted to make sure to ask the question, and now you know. Now you know how to access Matt Wilson, Psychedelic Cellar. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, and thank you for your service.
Yeah,
yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You were so fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for making How Marion Works a part of your day. Find us on Apple, Spotify, and many more platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so follow us on your favorite place for podcasts. For Matt Wilson and Lillian Harshaw, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this has been a standout business edition of How Marion Works.
Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.